So today I have some of the most intimidating books on my TBR, and I think I have 5. So let's go ahead and get started. So these 5 books all have very different reasons as to why they are intimidating. One could be that they're long, one could be that they're the end of a series that I'm not ready to be over with, and 3 could just be that they're intimidating as far as like I'm nervous about the subject matter. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one, and that is going to be The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. I am so nervous about finishing The Raven Boys. I recently read Blue Lily Lily Blue, and this series has officially taken the spot of my favorite series of all time away from A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I need to reread that series to compare them so that they're both fresh in my mind so I can actually make that like assumption. But I have grown so much with these characters, and I'm just not ready for this to be the end. I know that there's another Dreamer series coming, but I still like, these characters have turned into like my babies. They're like my children, and I need to protect them. And I just am so nervous because this is actually like a pretty thick version, like addition to this series, and I'm really nervous to see what ends up happening. This next one is Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. I am so nervous about this because everybody that I've heard talk about it has said that it is horror and that it's like actually really scary, and I like thrillers. I like getting scared during books, but I don't know if I necessarily like horror, like straight up terrified, can't sleep for days. So I'm super nervous, but I really hope that this is going to be a book that I can tackle and that I'm not like losing sleep for weeks over it, because it is thick, but I'm really interested in actually trying to read it. This next one is purely for the length, and that is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This book is huge this way and this way. I am so ready to dive into this beautiful book because I know it's going to be amazing. I loved The Night Circus. It was one of the most beautifully written books I think I've ever read. This I'm sure will be no different, but just the length and like the font size is not all that big either. So should be interesting to see if I can tackle this one sooner rather than later. Another series or trilogy that I'm not quite ready for it to be over, and that is the Caraval series. I have yet to read finale. I have been pushing it off for so long, and I'm just so nervous. This was one of my absolute favorite series in 2018, and I really don't want this to be over. Like, I love reliving the story through my like memories, and I don't want this to be over, and these books are just so pretty. Although I might end up reading this via audiobook because that's what I did for Caraval and Legendary, and I really liked it. So maybe if I can get my hands on the audiobook for this one, I will finally take the leap and finish this trilogy. And then the last one is the continuation of one of the series that I think is the longest I've ever read, and that is Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas. I love the Throne of Glass series. However, this being book 6, I'm so nervous to see what this is because every single one of these books has been super thick. And like, what more can get jam-packed into this series? I'm so nervous to see what this is, especially because this one focuses mainly on Kale, and I don't know how to feel about that. Because he used to be like one of my absolute favorite characters, and I really don't want this to ruin him for me. So yeah, those are the 5 books that are on my TBR that I am the most intimidated by. Tell me down below some of the books that are on your TBR that you want to read, but you're just a little nervous about actually like getting into them. I would love more recommendations down below. That is one of my favorite things, and I love talking to you all. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!